at that footage of Diddy.
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
Perhaps.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
To us, black excellence, right here.
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you is this year. Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
Since I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day?
I'm just not with all that flicky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
You and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
But that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my stuff.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing, bro.
What was the original annoyance between, it was just like,
Well, when you start to get the momentum, he's like, "Oh, yo, we gotta hang out, yo." When we go? I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, "Yo, I'll take you shopping," like, and I'm like, "What you mean?" Like that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree.
Just when it seemed the conversation surrounding 50 Cent's documentary series had reached its peak, fresh speculation pushed it even further. Fans began noticing 50 interacting with social media posts suggesting that Jay-Z could eventually become part of a future chapter. Those small online actions were enough to spark...
I haven't had issues with Puffy. I don't like him like that. Like I don't like things that he would do.
Right.
And make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy, we're speaking on Puff.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't have that thing where we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him. Like, if it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other. Right. And we wasn't doing it. Right. So it gets to, with Jay, definitely not that. That's definitely not. It's just being competitive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens. And I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
you talking about Jay?
His daughter
Gotcha.
would, being old enough to, because she about 13.
Right.
So it's the same age as his kid.
Another wave of theories, with many wondering whether another high-profile figure might soon enter the spotlight. The attention surrounding the documentary was already enormous. After its release, the series climbed streaming charts in dozens of countries and became one of the most talked about projects of the year. While many viewers tuned in because of the controversy, the series quickly grew into one of the biggest discussions across entertainment media. The project also attracted criticism. Representatives for Sean Diddy Combs publicly challenged the documentary, describing it as unfair and objecting to the use of certain footage. The disagreement added another layer to the public debate, with supporters and critics arguing over the documentary's approach, while legal questions surrounding the material also became part of the conversation. He
would do a lot of foul shit, like behind the scenes. He would do some foul shit, like hating on, like, doing things with people I done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, so all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and niggas don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you done with them and shit.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of niggas have more leftovers.
Speculation continued. Attention shifted toward Jay-Z. Online users pointed to 50 Cent's social media activity, including interactions with fan comments and edited images, as possible hints that another documentary could be in development. None of those theories were confirmed, but they spread rapidly enough to become a major topic across blogs, podcasts, and reaction channels. During interviews, 50 Cent also spoke about why he had kept his distance from Diddy over the years. He explained that despite their business rivalry, he was never part of Diddy's social circle and often felt uncomfortable with invitations to spend more time together. Those comments generated even more headlines as audiences revisited the history between the two entertainment giants. At the same time, 50 argued that his criticism wasn't driven by a personal vendetta, but by concerns he believed deserved public discussion. He also suggested that many people inside the entertainment industry had remained silent for years, whether out of loyalty, caution, or concern about the possible impact on their careers. Those remarks sparked another round of debate about celebrity culture and why some public figures choose to speak while others stay quiet. As interest in a possible second season grew, comedian Marlon Wayans unexpectedly found himself pulled into the conversation. During an interview, Wayans encouraged people to think carefully about how documentaries shape public opinion and questioned whether public disputes between influential figures ultimately benefit the culture. His comments weren't intended as a defense of anyone involved, but they quickly became part of the larger discussion. That response immediately caught 50 Cent's attention. Known for answering criticism with humor and relentless social media posts, he quickly responded online, turning another interview into fresh internet content. Before long, fans were debating not only the documentary itself, but also the growing exchange between 50 and Wayans. Wayans later clarified that his comments had been misunderstood. He emphasized that he wasn't defending Diddy or dismissing the allegations being discussed publicly. Instead, he argued that people should watch complete interviews, avoid jumping to conclusions based on short clips, and think independently before accepting online narratives. His clarification generated another wave of discussion, with supporters praising his explanation while others remained skeptical. Meanwhile, 50 continued defending both the documentary and his decision to speak publicly. He acknowledged that many people view his social media style as petty or provocative, but argued that those tactics have become part of how he communicates with audiences online. At the same time, he maintained that the documentary addressed issues he believed were important rather than existing solely to target one individual. The project also raised broader questions about celebrity silence. Viewers noticed that relatively few high-profile figures closely connected to Diddy had publicly addressed the allegations, leading to discussions about loyalty, reputation, and the pressures that can exist within the entertainment industry. Whether those decisions reflected caution, legal advice, or personal choice remained a matter of speculation. But the conversation became almost as significant as the documentary itself. As more interviews, reactions, and social media posts surfaced, one thing became increasingly clear. What started as a documentary had grown into a much larger cultural conversation, involving media influence, celebrity accountability, public opinion, and some of the biggest names in hip-hop. And with every new post from 50 Cent, the story seemed to gain another chapter instead of coming to an end. As the conversation continued, another debate began spreading across social media. Some commentators criticized the growing use of AI-generated images and edited content, arguing that fabricated visuals can easily blur the line between entertainment and misinformation. They warned that once those images begin circulating online, they can quickly take on a life of their own, regardless of whether they're authentic. At the same time, many people argued that the bigger story wasn't internet trolling at all. Instead, they believed the real focus should remain on the serious allegations and legal proceedings surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, rather than the endless cycle of memes and social media battles. That perspective became increasingly common as public attention continued shifting between entertainment and real-world developments. While those discussions continued, one thing became difficult to ignore. 50 Cent had transformed the moment into one of the biggest successes of his television career. After years of promoting the project, his documentary series finally premiered and quickly became one of the most talked about nonfiction releases of the year. The momentum only grew stronger when the series earned 3 Emmy nominations, including recognition for Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction Series, Directing, and Picture Editing. 50 celebrated the achievement online, presenting the nominations as proof that the project had become much bigger than a celebrity feud. The documentary's director later explained that the goal was never to chase shocking headlines alone. Instead, the team wanted to examine the broader story surrounding the allegations, explore the complexity of the people involved, and present a more detailed picture than the short clips and viral posts dominating social media. That approach helped separate the series from many of the conversations already taking place online. For many viewers, the Emmy recognition represented another milestone in 50 Cent's growing career as a producer and television executive. Already known for successful projects like Power, he now added major documentary recognition to an already impressive resume, strengthening his reputation beyond music. Naturally, many fans viewed the documentary's success as a personal victory in 50's long-running rivalry with Diddy. Others disagreed, arguing that awards and ratings shouldn't be seen as proof of winning a personal conflict. Either way, the series kept both names firmly in the headlines while generating discussion far beyond the hip-hop community. As attention surrounding the documentary continued growing, another familiar name entered the conversation: Jay-Z. Almost immediately, social media users began speculating that he could become the focus of a future project, especially after fans noticed 50 Cent interacting with posts suggesting exactly that. Those small online actions were enough to trigger another wave of theories. The speculation intensified because of Jay-Z's decades-long presence at the highest levels of music and business. His well-known professional relationship with Diddy over the years led some online commentators to wonder whether those connections might eventually be explored in another documentary. However, it's important to note that no official announcement has confirmed any future project involving Jay-Z, and the online discussion remains exactly that: speculation. Rather than shutting down the rumors, 50's social media activity appeared to encourage even more conversation. Fans began analyzing every post, comment, and interaction for possible clues, turning ordinary online activity into headline news across blogs, podcasts, and reaction channels. Whether intentional or not, the mystery itself became part of the entertainment. At the same time, another familiar rivalry resurfaced. As discussions surrounding 50 Cent continued dominating headlines, people also began revisiting his long-running feud with Rick Ross. Years of diss tracks, interviews, business disputes, and social media exchanges have made their conflict one of hip-hop's most recognizable rivalries. Because of that history, almost every major story involving 50 eventually leads fans back to Ross. And this latest wave of headlines was no exception. The rivalry between 50 Cent and Rick Ross has never stayed confined to music. Over the years, it has grown into one of hip-hop's longest-running public feuds, fueled by diss tracks, interviews, social media posts, and constant back and forth that keeps both names in the headlines. Even small moments have become ammunition. Whether it was jokes about flying commercial, criticism over luxury lifestyles, or old controversies resurfacing, both artists have repeatedly used viral moments to take shots at each other. Supporters on both sides have kept the debate alive, making sure almost every new comment sparks another round of discussion. Because of that history, fans immediately began wondering whether Rick Ross could become part of a possible second season of Sean Combs' The Reckoning. There has been no official confirmation that another season is in development, and no announcement linking Ross to any future project. Even so, speculation spread quickly across social media as viewers tried to predict where 50 Cent might take the story next. At the same time, another name continued appearing in fan theories: Jay-Z. His decades-long influence in music and business, along with his connections to many of hip-hop's biggest figures, made him another popular subject of online speculation. Still, it's important to separate rumors from reality, as no credible announcement has confirmed that Jay-Z is involved in any future documentary project. The conversation only grew louder because 50 Cent has built a reputation for keeping audiences guessing. Through social media, interviews, and carefully timed posts, he often creates just enough mystery to fuel endless discussion without revealing his actual plans. Whether intentional or not, that approach has become one of his biggest strengths when promoting new projects. Meanwhile, the long-running feud between 50 Cent and Rick Ross continued generating attention of its own. Fans once again revisited some of the rivalry's most memorable moments, including the Officer Ricky nickname and years of public exchanges that turned their conflict into one of rap's defining storylines. Even after all this time, those moments continue resurfacing whenever either artist makes headlines. The success of Sean Combs' The Reckoning has only added more fuel to the speculation. After earning multiple Emmy nominations and becoming one of the year's most talked about documentary series, many viewers naturally assumed 50 Cent would continue expanding his television and documentary work. Whether that means another season or an entirely different project remains unknown. For now, everything surrounding a possible continuation remains exactly that: speculation. Fans continue searching for clues in interviews, Instagram posts, and public appearances, but no official details have been announced. Until that changes, every theory should be viewed as just that, a theory. What isn't speculation is 50 Cent's ability to keep people talking. Whether through music, television, documentaries, or social media, he has consistently found ways to stay at the center of entertainment conversations. That ability has become one of the defining reasons his influence extends far beyond rap itself. If another chapter of this story eventually arrives, it could revisit old rivalries, explore entirely new subjects, or head in a direction that nobody sees coming. Whatever happens next, one thing seems certain: the conversations surrounding 50 Cent, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, and some of hip-hop's biggest personalities aren't slowing down anytime soon. And as long as those stories continue evolving, fans will be watching every move, waiting to see what headline comes next.